The Descent, Part 2, released December 4th, 2009, directed by Jon Harris in his only directorial piece. He's mostly known for editing. Written by James McCarthy, who's done nothing of note since, Jay Blakeson, who went on to direct I Care a Lot with Rosamund Pike and Peter Dinklage, and James Watkins, who went on to direct The Woman in Black and the remake of Speak No Evil, starring once again Shauna Macdonald. A tow truck driver almost hits a deer, and then is surprised the hell when Sarah pops up out of completely nowhere. There is a team looking for the missing women. It has been 2 days at the wrong location because Juno filed a false report about where they were going. Again, I know it's not called report. I forgot what it was called, but it's just what I'm going to use. Turns out Juno is the niece of a senator. Would have been nice to know in the first movie. The sheriff gets a call about Sarah. Let's keep a lid on this. Or, give people some hope and be like, hey, one's alive. Maybe the others could be. At the hospital, he and Rios, the deputy, try to interview Sarah. She doesn't remember what happened. Understandable. It was traumatic as hell. Meanwhile, the sheriff just touches evidence without gloves on. Like the little thing that Sarah had at the end of the movie that belonged to Juno. He just picks it up. He's like, Dude, you're a cop. Put your fucking gloves on. A tracker dog brings another deputy, and the tow truck driver to an abandoned mine. The poor dog just bolts whimpering. Dogs know. The blood on Sarah's shirt is A positive, which is also Juno's blood type. And Rios brings up like half the state is A positive. It's common as hell, but the sheriff is just order Sarah dressed and in the car. The sheriff is a douche. At the mine, the tow truck driver, because, why not? Just hang around. He reveals that his grandfather went down into the caves and never returned. The cave team, who was looking for them at the wrong cave, they're like all, an uncharted cave system. They're all excited. And then the sheriff's like, bring the girl. It's like, dude, she just went through a traumatic experience. What the fuck? They take an old-ass elevator down, and it's a long-ass sequence. The sheriff is all gung-ho because apparently he just wants to make the senator happy. But the leader of the cave team basically tells him to shut the hell up because he is in charge down there. Good for you. They find the entrance to the cave system, which conveniently has a danger keep out sign on it. They find the first body, and a rat crawls out of her mouth. It's so gross, but very well done. The sheriff immediately, of course, blames Sarah because the body is just absolutely butchered. And, Sarah has flashbacks, says they were attacked. The sheriff is like, by what? Like all angry and shit. And the cave team leader is all like, there's nothing down here that could do that to a person. Like, are you sure? Are you sure? Sarah has more flashbacks, so she bolts. I get it. All these people are assholes. The sheriff chases her, gets scared shitless by one of the creatures, and shoots his gun. And then, shocker, there's a cave-in. The daughter of the cave leader, she gets trapped. Because, at least one person's got to get trapped, right? The three who are not trapped conveniently find the video camera and watch it while Sarah just kind of chills nearby behind a rock. They see the famous shot, and then one just appears out of nowhere to scare the shit out of them. One of the creatures finds our trapped girl, and she's squeezing through the crevices to escape and uses a rock to squish its head. It's like, if you could, squeeze and get out of there, why didn't you just do that when it happened? There's a cool kill where one of the guys, he uses a drill to drill into the creature's head. So that was cool. But then he, of course, sacrifices himself to save the girl, because, that's just what we do. We sacrifice each other. Juno shows up out of completely nowhere to save the sheriff. Apparently, she survived an absolute onslaught when she was left for dead at the end of the first film. She yoinks the flashlight and just fucks off. I get it. She's a bitch. Sarah and Rios fall into a pit with water. Rios kills a creature with a fucking giant-ass hairpin she just happens to have in her hair to save Sarah, and then another creature appears to shit into the pit. We actually see the creature taking a shit. Turns out the sheriff did follow Juno because he's not a complete moron. But then, one shows up. She puts the pick to his throat to keep him quiet. And he's like, what are these things? To which Juno just goes, death. All right, solid line. Sarah tells Rios what happened at the end of the first movie and reveals that Juno did, in fact, have an affair with her husband. It's like, okay, just a throwaway line. That's how you're going to reveal this, is just a little throwaway line? It's like, are you kidding me? Sarah and Rios bump into Juno. They fight, but before Juno can kill Sarah, Rios is all like, Sarah brought us here to rescue you. It's like, that's a good lie. That's solid, Rios. The sheriff cuffs Sarah because why not? But, of course, he falls and Rios is like, you know what? You're actually a dick. So she takes the pick and is like, hacks his arm off while he's also being, like, lower extremities are being eaten by the creatures. The three ladies fight their way out. Juno is slashed, but she goes down fighting because she bites the jugular of one of the creatures. And then Sarah sacrifices herself so Rios can escape. So if you saw my video the other day, I loved the first film. The first movie is just fantastic overall. And while part 2 isn't bad, it's literally the exact same movie. I like how it takes place immediately after the first one, but then it follows the same exact formula. A bunch of people go into the caves, there's a cave-in/collapse, and they fight for survival as they try to escape. It was a nice surprise that Juno is still alive, and I liked the twist of Sarah sacrificing herself to save Rios, but I just watched literally the same movie. This was clearly a cash grab, and they also used the opportunity to fill a few holes, like the affair between Juno and Sarah's husband. It was hinted very heavily and ultimately glossed over in the first movie, and then outright said in what felt like a forced line in this movie. I don't think this deserves the hate that it gets, but don't go into this thinking you're going to get something that like really furthers the story, because you're just going to get the first film with some new characters. I give The Descent Part 2 a C-. Thank you for watching Fatman Inc Horror. Leave a like if you enjoyed and a comment to discuss your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe to see more reviews of horror movies new and old. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.